Good afternoon. This is Stella, Health and Wellness Coach, Life Coach. Welcome into Health and Wellness Sunday here in, well, it's not so sunny out. We've got liquid sunshine. It is raining like crazy outside. I'm here at Just Move Athletic Club in Auburndale, Florida. And as you can see, I'm wearing the shirt. That's because I work for them too. Anyway, last week we finished up and wrapped up on fat-soluble vitamins. This week we're gonna do, this video may be a little longer because I'm gonna cover all the water-soluble vitamins. And then I'm gonna demonstrate shoulder exercises for the deltoids, the shoulders. One of them is gonna be the Arnold. Yes, the exercise was named after Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Anyway, so it's been a very busy day. We were here filming earlier this morning for one of our group fitness coaches who's getting certified in the GRIT program and for Les Mills. So it's been a very busy day. Well, anyway, let's get started. Anyway, the difference between water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins that I spoke of last week is fat-soluble stores in your liver and your fat tissue of your body. Water-soluble does not store in your body. Your body utilizes what you need and you urinate when you go to the bathroom, the excess. It does not store. So that is one of the big differences. So you must consume these vitamins to keep your nutrition on a daily basis. So if I might have a little trouble visually, I forgot my glasses. So, imagine that. Anyway, vitamin B is we're gonna start with vitamin B of the B vitamins. And its deficiency, when you have a deficiency of the vitamin B is beriberi, and it's also known as thiamine. That is its chemical name. Anyway, it affects the heart and the circulatory system. And there are two types of the B vitamin, wet and dry. Wet is beriberi that affects the heart and the circulatory system, and in extreme cases can cause heart failure if you have a deficiency. The dry beriberi damages the nerves and can lead to decreased muscular strength and eventually muscular paralysis. And it can also be life-threatening, so if you have that. The symptoms of the wet beriberi is shortness of breath during activity, climbing stairs, walking, running, or any type of exercise activity if you have a deficiency, and waking up with a shortness of breath, rapid heartbeat, your heart is beating rapidly, and swollen legs. The legs, the lower extremity swells up. The symptoms of the dry beriberi is tingling or loss of feeling in feet and hands. Ugh, keep licking my thumb, and I seem to do that a lot. And pain, mental confusion, difficulty speaking, vomiting, involuntary eye movement, and paralysis. Anyway, there's the second syndrome of vitamin B deficiency is Wernicke-Korsakoff. It's a neurological disorder. Thiamine plays a role in metabolizing glucose to produce energy for the brain. If left untreated, can cause permanent brain damage and death. Also associated with chronic alcoholism, if you're a chronic drinker. Also, other nutritional deficiencies. The symptoms, I'm going to go over them again: mental confusion, amnesia, memory loss, impaired short-term memory, apathetic and sensitivity, inattentive. I told you I was gonna have trouble because I don't have my glasses. You're unable to be attentive. Your attention wanders. You get agitated, angry, volatile, inability to learn new information or perform new tasks and learn the new task. And you confabulate, make up for memory loss. You can make things up to cover for the memory loss if you have this. And lack of muscle coordination, unsteady, slow walking, rapid tremor eye movement, and paralysis of the eye movements. You have no control over them. Diminish of smell. You lose your ability to smell. And you lose your fine motor skills and your dexterity of your palms, your hands, fingers. And you can go into a coma and eventually die. Death is part of that. That doesn't sound very good. Anyway, the sources that you can get vitamin B from are whole grains, such as oatmeal, sunflower seeds, brown or white rice, wild rice, not white, wild rice. The drawback on the rice is lately they're starting to talk more about arsenic being in the rice, being taken out of the water in the rice because of the pollution in the grounds. And arsenic is a naturally occurring mineral in the ground anyway. Whole grain rye, asparagus, kale, cauliflower, potatoes, oranges, and liver and eggs. Liver, yummy. Not one of my favorites. Vitamin B2, the chemical name is niacin. The deficiency is, boy, I cannot see, riboflavin. And it causes your endocrine system to malfunction. Hormone disorders, shortage of red blood cells, anemic, and you feel weak and you feel tired. The symptoms is dry, cracking skin around the nose and the mouth. You have a tongue. The tongue is dry and red, bright red. It's called magenta tongue. You get skin rashes. You get anemic, weakness, fatigue, vision problems, red or sore or watering eyes, blurred vision, and you develop a light insensitivity to bright lights or just being in light. Anyway, the sources where you get the niacin from is asparagus, artichokes, avocados, cayenne pepper, and carrots, grapes, dried raisins. So you've got a number of sources there that you can get the niacin from. Not to mention dates, a lot of fruits and vegetables. Here's the rest of the list. Whole grains, broccoli, mushrooms, nuts, pumpkin, and legumes. Legumes and sweet potatoes. Legumes are lima beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, navy beans, peas, any kind of legume. Now, vitamin B3, niacin. The deficiency is pellagra. It's caused by low levels of niacin or tryptophan. And it's an amino acid. Amino acid is a precursor also. The brain neurotransmitters, your nervous system, the serotonin, depression, anxiety, and disorders. The few things that I've gone through right now has a lot to do with the function of the brain. If you have a deficiency, it can interfere. And your disorders, insomnia, poor cognition, etc., etc., etc. But your symptoms of pellagra are skin inflammations, diarrhea, dementia, sores inside your mouth, sores on your tongue, Dermatitis, rash, defined borders that resemble a sunburn. And you hallucinate. Who knew? You know? Anyway, your sources for this one, to get this, the niacin: tomatoes, carrots, brewer's yeast, dates, nuts, mushrooms, and of course leafy vegetables would be like kale, lettuce, spinach, green leafy vegetables. Vitamin B5. The chemical name of vitamin B5 is pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid. Your symptoms is called paresthesia. Feeling of pins and needles is actually what that is. And you're feeling like you got pins and needles, or your skin is crawling, or your skin is itching when there's really nothing there to make it itch. And it could be an early sign of MS, multiple sclerosis, or a stroke, an early sign of carpal tunnel, and peripheral nerve disorder. That could be a sign right there that you've got something going on. Anyway, B5 helps with energy, produce energy. It breaks down fat and carbohydrates. Also promotes healthy skin, hair, eyes, and liver. And we all want healthy skin, eyes, and a healthy liver. The deficiencies are rare, very rare. That's why they're just now starting to mention vitamin B5. It's one of the B vitamins. And the pantothenic comes from the Greek word pantos, meaning everywhere. Greek for everywhere, because nearly all your foods that you eat contain pantothenic acid. It's important in functions including converting food into glucose, synthesizing cholesterol, making cholesterol, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. Your brain, your whole body needs that cholesterol. Also, this is something I'm sure everybody's really interested in. It forms the sex and stress-related hormones. Yeah, everybody wants that, don't they? Okay. And it also forming red blood cells. Your red blood cells live from about 100 to 120 days, and then they're recycled by macrophages. Macrophage is a type of white blood cell. What that does in your body is it digests cellular debris. It's like the sanitation crew, like a vulture eating something dead, and it's in your body. It's part of it's part of the system. It's part of maintaining the inside of your body, the homeostasis. So anyway, I wanted to just talk, throw that out there. Anyway, vitamin B6. It's got several chemical names. They're all very similar. Pyridoxine, pyridoxamine, and pyridoxal. They're all part of the pyra, very hot. Sorry, pyromania. Anyway, the deficiency is, I don't have my glasses, hypothyroidism, hypothyroidism, jeez. I hope everybody out there is being entertained. Anyway, it's had the part of it causes anemia and peripheral neuropathy, damage to parts of the nervous system, other than the brain and spinal cord. So, and I hear it all the time, especially with the elderly people. Oh, I've got neuropathy, you know, which means that there's damage going on and they might have a deficiency, and this might be the deficiency that they have. You know, B6 is really important for your nervous system. The symptoms is tingling and numbness, pins and needles, hypersensitivity to touch, just touch, very hypersensitive. Increased pain or inability to feel pain. You either feel a lot of pain or you don't feel any pain at all. Loss of ability to detect changes in heat and cold and climate temperature. Loss of coordination and precipitation. What precipitation is, it's awareness of your body positioning, your body movements. It's proprecipitation is actually the word, but that's what that means. That means just awareness of your movements, your body positioning, your balance. So, burning, stabbing pains, like the feeling of being cut or someone's bored into you, shooting pains, and all of this really increases at night is when it really becomes very intense. And it could lead to foot and leg ulcers, also infections and gangrene. That's not a good situation to be in. So your sources of B6 is chickpeas, which humus, you know, legumes. Humus is made out of chickpeas and legumes, depending on what flavor you like. And avocados. And avocados, believe it or not, avocados are very fibrous. I know they seem creamy, but they are very fibrous. They're good for the digestion. Brown or wild rice. Once again, I feel led to add to that arsenic in the soils. They're finding more arsenic in the rice, in the rices, even the rices that have been processed and stripped of their nutrition, the white rice. So I'm thinking twice about that one. And I'm a rice eater. I love rice. Carrots, whole grains, hazelnuts, which surprised me that they would include hazelnuts. I mean, they include nuts, but hazelnuts apparently have a high content of B6. Potatoes and soybeans. But no worries, most foods do contain B6. Now, B7, biotin. If you've got a biotin, a B7 deficiency, and biotin is the chemical name of B7, it may cause dermatitis, inflammation of the intestines, or enteritis, which is inflammation of your small intestines. So that's an internal inflammation going on in your digestive tract. Hair loss, scaly rashes around the eyes, nose, and mouth, and the genitals. If you got a scaly rash around your genitals, then you have a biotin deficiency, most likely, or you've been playing where you shouldn't have been playing. Anyway, cracks in the mouth, corners, sores on the tongue and around the tongue, and you got the red, bright tongue again, and dry eyes, and you have your immune functions, your immune system is impaired, unable to help you with fighting off diseases or bacterias. The symptoms, the enteritis, abdominal pain, cramps, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, bleeding or mucus discharge from the rectum, and fever, because that deficiency has a lot to, the biotin deficiency also has a lot to do with your small intestines, where most of the absorption of your nutrition takes place anyway, is there. The human body cannot make biotin, synthesize biotin. Only bacteria, molds, yeast, and algae, and certain plants can synthesize it, can make it. So the diet needs to supply it. Biotin deficiency is very rare. So have no fear. Biotin contributes to metabolism of nutrients, energy producing, maintaining beautiful hair, skin, and healthy mucous membranes, nervous system, and psychological function. So, and biotin contributes to healthy nails, skin, and hair, of course. And it's featured in a lot of different cosmetics. Ladies, save your money. You cannot absorb the biotin through your skin or through your scalp in your hair. So it's just a money out the window. So don't even go there. If you want, you can. Anyway, the sources are whole sprouted wheat bread, meaning that when you look at that slice of bread, you see the whole grains and you see the sprouts and that they have been sprouted. Avocados again, berries, raspberries, berries, cherries, very good. Plus you get your other sources of nutrition, vitamins in those berries. Bananas. Now bananas is a good source for other nutrients too. Mushrooms, cauliflower, egg yolk, cheese. Because cheese is mold and biotin is in mold, right? That's it, that they ferment cheese and it's mold. Think of blue cheese. The green stuff on the blue cheese, that's mold. Vitamin B9, folic acid, or folinic acid. Those are the two chemical names. They both mean the same thing. The key ingredients in making of the nucleus acid that forms part of all the genetic material. Okay, I really need my glasses. Anyway, it's the nucleic acid that forms part of all the genetic material in your body. So anyway, it's a crucial function in creating more red blood cells, preventing hearing loss. That's something that we really need as we get older. B9 helps us maintain our ability to hear and preserving the brain health of infants. So it's very similar to B12. It is not B12, but it is very similar to B12. The vital role in cell repair and growth through interaction with other chemicals in the body. They work together in synergy. Jeez. Next week, I promise I will have my glasses. Anyway, a recent study completed folic acid deficiency in the American Journal of the Clinic Nutrition. It's actually in volume 96, issued July 1st, 2012. And I can give you the exact page it's on. I read it. It's pages 80 through 89, and it was published May 30th, 2012. Anyway, the sources is leafy vegetables, legumes, baker's yeast, again, whole grains, sunflower seeds, and any fresh food. Okay, we're coming to B12. Oh boy, the chemical names are a little tongue twisting on this one. This is kyanotobalamine and hydroxyco and methylcobalamin and cobalamin. Anyway, the deficiency, yeah, if you understood all that. Deficiency may cause myoblastic anemia. What myoblastic anemia is it's a condition where the bone marrow produces unusually large, abnormal, immature red blood cells. And B12 is crucial for brain function, nerve tissue health, and the production of red blood cells. A deficiency can result and lead to irreversible neurological symptoms. In the U.S., between 1.5 and 15% of the population are currently diagnosed with a B12 deficiency. B12 synthesized only by certain bacteria, microorganisms that's in the soil, and archinons, that's a single-celled organism that have no cell nucleus. Anyway, you cannot, your body, no animal's body makes B12. Your body does not make B12. It is a microorganism that exists in the soil, and it's a symbiotic relationship with bacteria. It has a symbiotic relationship with bacteria. Algae and ruminants, what ruminants are, these are some of your sources for your B12, the algae, which grows in seawater. And ruminants, what a ruminant is, it's an animal that regurgitates its food and chews it some more. The cows do that. Cows have 3 stomachs, and they regurgitate their food, and they chew it and swallow it back down, and it goes into stomach number 2. I'm not as sure how the whole process works with a cow, but that's what it is. And fish and shellfish, those are your sources. Now, anybody who's a vegan or total vegetarian needs to take B12 supplements. There have been court cases where children of vegans have died from lack of B12, and the parents actually went to jail, were arrested and went to jail for this. So B12 is something that everybody should be supplementing, not just vegans, but the research is showing that vegans are the most highest at risk of a deficiency. Vitamin C is a ascorbic acid, that is its chemical name, and the deficiency is swollen joints, bleeding gums, loose teeth, tooth loss, anemia, scurvy, which can be fatal if left untreated, pain in the legs, swelling, and lesions that don't heal. Humans cannot make vitamin C. It needs to come from fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. Cooking kills the vitamin C. When you cook the vegetables and you cook the fruits, it kills the vitamin C. So it is very important that you consume vitamin C on a daily basis. Lack of C can cause anorexic and mental health issues. Excessive use of alcohol and drug use and chemotherapy and Crohn's disease are things that can cause you to have a deficiency in vitamin C. Anyway, vitamin C is a very important component in collagen production throughout your entire body, and it is the main compound. Collagen is the main compound of your connective tissues as well as your brain. Tendons, ligaments, skin, cornea, the cornea in your eyes, that's collagen, cartilage, bones, your gut, your blood vessels. Everything in your body depends on vitamin C. In 1982, research concluded that wounds, cuts, and grazes would heal faster with a higher intake of vitamin C, that it assisted in the healing of your cuts. And it helps prevent acute respiratory infections, It kills tuberculosis cells, believe it or not, that they found in one study, and it protects the body against oxidative stress. Free radicals that damage your cells, that's oxidative right there. Those are called free radicals. Cancer treatment, macular degeneration, cataracts, and cholesterol levels. It helps you with adjustment of your cholesterol levels. Your sources is all fruits, citrus, papaya, plums, spinach, all fresh vegetables, tomatoes. So those are your sources of your vitamin C, and it is very, very important also in your bone production. It works along with vitamin D and C to help with your bone production. Anyway, those are the water solubles, and like I said in the beginning, your water solubles you need to consume on a daily basis and take them in. Your best sources are your fruits and vegetables. You can supplement, but they have not proved that supplementing does any real good yet. There's still studies out on that, and they're finding that in a lot of their studies that in some cases supplementation doesn't really help. So anyway, now I'm going to move on to demonstrate to you the Arnold. So this is an exercise that Arnold developed way back when he was young,